What makes a great pair of running earbuds? I'd say it's the design, the sound quality, the fit, the overall connection, and battery life. Today let's explore the Bose Sport Open Earbuds. Hey, what's poppin'? Jordan Thomas here, helping you simplify tech and running. Today, I'm here to talk about the Bose Open Sport Earbuds. I got a notification back in early January. I was able to get them in hand on January 20th, did a quick unboxing, and now that I spent some time with the earbuds, I'm here today with my full review. So just something to keep in mind with these, I was able to test these out for at least 2 hours a day in hour increments, and was able to test it out not only running, but also just kind of moving around the house, testing different connections and things like that. So when it comes to selecting a pair of earbuds, I believe that there are 5 things that are really important, and so that's what we're going to talk about for today's overall testing. Now, let's talk about the design. First and foremost, what was attractive to me about these earbuds were not only the design for sports in mind, particularly running and cycling, but I like the fact that they're using an open audio technology, which is supposed to put you in a position where you can still hear your music, but the earbud is going to sit just outside of your ear canal. For those of us that are running in urban environments and just want to maintain a high level of awareness, because y'all know some crazy folks out here, these earbuds do meet the bill in terms of that. I do find that I appreciated the fact that I didn't end my runs with that kind of spacey feeling that does come from typical earbuds because they're stuck directly into your earbud. And so after being out for an hour running a jam session or getting into like some sprint work or something like that, having these on was nice. They come in a triple black. It's Black History Month, so we gotta love that. I like the fact that they also feature physical buttons, which is nice. Now, the placement of the button I do think is a little bit unique. Typically with earbuds, you're poking into your ear. With these, you're actually going to be pointing up. I did find it interesting that in looking at it, I thought that by pressing a button upward, it would cause the earbud to raise on my ears, but that wasn't the case at all. It actually only takes a very light touch in order to use the controls. Now let's talk about the physical controls. The right earbud is pretty much where you're going to get most of the action when it comes to play, pause, being able to move forward as well as go backwards using the various different combinations. The left earbud, that's going to be primarily your one for your voice assistant. Now, I don't use the voice assistant that much, but I did test it out and it worked pretty fine. Now, one thing I will say about this overall physical design is that it looks awkward in the case, but once you actually put it onto your ear, the piece that looks to be the most unique, I would say, somewhat disappears. Now, let's talk about the fit. I like the idea of these being over the ear. That worked well. What was interesting to me though was that the amount of space that was in between what is supposed to fit over top of your ear canal and your earlobe, I felt like this was too tight. And I've tried it out now on a number of different instances, as I mentioned, for over an hour a day. And after about 5 to 10 minutes or so, my ears just became sore, super tender. From wearing them. Now, I did have a couple of days where it didn't bother me as much, but that to me was a concern because one of the things you don't want, particularly when you're exerting a lot of energy, is doing anything that's going to take away from your run. And so where I do enjoy listening to music from time to time, especially like a podcast, listening to an audiobook, I don't want to be doing something to my ear that's going to now take me out of the run. So it took a little adjusting here and there. So just be mindful of that, particularly if you're going to be wearing these for more than, say, about 30 minutes. One other thing that I would say about the overall fit is that I would have liked it if the piece that fits behind your ear just offered a little bit more flex. Like it's very rigid, and so it gives me some pause or some concern in that you can't necessarily go try these out anywhere. You have to kind of feel it out for yourself. My guy Kofuzi did a review on these as well. He expressed some similar concerns. So I would just say be mindful of that when you're picking these up. The other thing I would say is that just for the nature of having something that's fitting around your ear, where I did not have that typical sensation that comes from having something physically pressed into your ear, after the run, I did feel like my ears were kind of pushed forward a bit. And once again, that tender feeling, did not necessarily love that. In terms of connection, the connection actually works pretty smooth. I just would have liked that as soon as I put the earbuds on, that my phone would auto detect it. The way the earbuds are set up, you have to press on the right earbud in order to turn it on, so that way it knows that it can turn on, and then it connects with your phone and you're able to move forward. One other thing I would say on the connection front, where I didn't have really experienced any issues like dropouts or anything like that, I did notice that on several instances after I'd been wearing the earbuds for, say, more than 30 minutes, if I were to play and pause and then play again, I would sometimes notice a slight delay between the right earbud and the left earbud. It was less than about 2 seconds, but I did notice it a few times over the 3 weeks that I've tested it out. So I just want you to always just be mindful. These are just things that I found along the way. In terms of sound, my expectation for this is actually medium to low. It's medium because it's Bose, but it's low because it's not gonna be as flush as like earbuds that sit over top of your ears or ones that sit in. So I just needed the sound to be decent, which it was. Now, one thing I will say, and I was not expecting, is that the marketing for this talks about the fact that the sound is only loud enough for you to hear. But I asked Jessica to like just be kind of like in the vicinity, a few feet away from me, and she could hear pretty clearly what I was listening to. So those of you that might be listening to something a little crazy, a little bit pumped up, and you don't want the person next to you to be, thrown off by it, just be mindful of that. So now in terms of battery life, 8 hours, that's plenty. That's gonna be way more time than any marathon that I would run. That's typically more than the amount of time that I would spend running in any given week. I think that the charging could be a little bit better. It takes about 2 hours in order to get that charge to fully 8 hours. But after like 30 minutes or so, you can get 3 hours. So if you're in a bind and just need to be able to get something and go, you can rock out with that. I don't love the proprietary charger just because it makes it so that I have to have that charger in order to get my juice back going. But I'm not traveling as much anymore. So the fact that I just have that charger around, I can use that. One thing I will say, and I have to ding Bose on, this case is not chargeable. All it does is hold the earbuds. That to me is a miss. For 200 bucks, I want this case to do more than just hold the earbuds in place. I think it would have been cool if they would have figured out a way to take the dock that is already rather large and find a way to make that dock a part of the charging case, and then being able to plug like a USB-C cable right into that, and now you can use your own brick and you're off and running. So I'd say buy these if, first of all, you're a fan of Bose sound, as well as if you're a person that's only gonna be using these like 30 minutes at a time. I would say skip these, however, if you're looking for a pair of headphones that connect to multiple devices, be a better overall fit, and provide a charging case. So ultimately, you may wanna press pause before purchasing these earbuds. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a like, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. That way you can know when the latest video is available. If you want to check out another tech review of mine, check this out. And if you want to check out just something more running related, check this out. I'll see you next time. Jordan Thomas, peace.